Bitcoin's 70% crash looms. Wild $74,000 crunch zone. What if I told you that Bitcoin, the darling of the digital age, just took a 25% nosedive from its all-time high, leaving investors scrambling for cover? It's a gut punch that echoes across the crypto world today, February 28, 2025, as the headlines scream about a deepening rout. The solution, though, isn't to panic and sell everything. It's to step back, breathe, and see this moment for what it is, a chance to rethink how we ride these wild waves. Bitcoin's tumble isn't just a random blip. It's tangled up in a web of global trade threats and shifting market moods, an understanding that could be the key to staying afloat. A gentle reminder: want reliable business growth strategies? Subscribe and enable all notifications by clicking the bell button. Picture this. Just over a month ago, Bitcoin was basking in the glow of a record-breaking $109,241, hit right on the day Donald Trump took office. Investors were buzzing, betting big on what they called a Trump trade, a crypto boom fueled by his promise to turn the U.S. into the Bitcoin superpower of the world. Fast forward to now, and that dream's taken a beating, with the coin dropping as much as 7.1% in a single day. It's down 27% from that January peak, and the carnage isn't stopping there. Ether, Polkadot, and XRP are all bleeding too, each shedding over 7%. The culprit? Trump's latest tariff threats, 25% on Canada and Mexico, 10% more on China, announced yesterday, sending shockwaves through markets. Bitcoin, hypersensitive to risk appetite, is caught in the crossfire, and it's dragging the whole crypto space down with it. This isn't the first time Bitcoin's faced a storm like this. Caroline Bowler, who runs BTC Markets, calls it a flashback to the crypto winter of 2022, when prices tanked amid rising interest rates and industry scandals. Back then, the mood was grim, and today feels eerily similar. The difference now is the geopolitical fuse Trump's lit with his trade moves. Asian stocks are sliding, European futures are shaky, and Bitcoin's feeling the heat more than most. It's lost over 20% this month alone, potentially its worst drop since June 2022 if Friday closes this way. For a currency that's supposed to be a hedge against chaos, Bitcoin's proving it's not immune to the world's mess. The challenge here is clear. How do you hold steady when the ground beneath you feels like quicksand? A gentle reminder: want reliable business growth strategies? Subscribe and enable all notifications by clicking the bell button. The Trump trade that once had Bitcoin soaring was built on hope. Hope that his crypto-friendly vibe would spark a golden era. He's talked a big game, vowing to make the U.S. the crypto capital of the planet, and he's made some moves to back it up. Crypto advocates are landing key roles, and the SEC's dialing back its years-long crackdown, closing probes into several firms. But the tariff talk is drowning out the good vibes. Stefan von Hainisch at BitGo says traders are still waiting for Trump to deliver real meat, like that Bitcoin stockpile he's hinted at. Without it, the macro fears are winning, and Bitcoin's paying the price. The actionable step? Don't just wait for Trump to save the day. Watch the bigger picture, because global trade tensions could outweigh any crypto cheerleading. So how far can Bitcoin fall? That's the question buzzing through every trader's mind. Ruslan Lienka at uHodler sees a support zone around $70,000 based on the charts, but he's not sounding the alarm yet. At 8:30 a.m. in London, Bitcoin's hovering around $78,900, still a far cry from its peak, but not in freefall either. He thinks it'll only hit that $70,000 mark if stocks keep tanking too. Mark Cudmore, a strategist at Bloomberg, is less rosy, warning that Bitcoin's got a 70% crash baked into its DNA. He's eyeing $72,000 to $74,000 as the crunch zone that could trigger the next big freeze. The takeaway here isn't to despair, it's to prepare. If you're in Bitcoin, know your risk tolerance and set your floors, because this ride's not smoothing out anytime soon. The pain's showing up in hard numbers too. U.S. Bitcoin ETF saw a $1 billion outflow on Tuesday, the biggest single-day exit since they launched last year. That's not just a hiccup, it's a sign that even the institutional crowd's spooked. The challenge is keeping faith in Bitcoin when the herd's bolting for the exits. One fix is to zoom out. This isn't the first time crypto's bled, and it's always bounced back. Trump's still got time to turn his rhetoric into results, and if he does, Bitcoin could find its footing. For now, though, it's about staying sharp. Watch the tariff fallout, track the equity markets, and don't let fear call the shots. What's wild is how fast the narrative flipped. 6 weeks ago, Bitcoin was the golden child of Trump's inauguration, a symbol of disruption and defiance. Now it's a punching bag for his trade wars. The lesson: Bitcoin's not a monolith. It's a mirror reflecting whatever madness the world throws at it. Investors who rode the high are now grappling with the low, and the smart ones are asking what's next. One move is to dig into the data yourself. If you're on X, you'll see the chatter, some calling this a buying opportunity, others bracing for more pain. Search the web, sift through the noise, and you'll find patterns. Bitcoin's history says it thrives on chaos, but it also tests your nerve. The tariff threats aren't just a crypto problem, they're a global one. China's promising all necessary measures to hit back, and Canada and Mexico won't sit quietly either. That's a recipe for more market jitters, and Bitcoin's right in the blast zone. The fix isn't to ditch it, but to diversify. Spread your bets so one asset's tumble doesn't sink you. Crypto's always been a roller coaster, and Bitcoin's no exception. Traders hedging against a drop to $70,000 are already moving, and you can too. Think options, think cash reserves. Keep your powder dry for when the dust settles. This route's a wake-up call, not a death knell. For all the doom, there's still a spark of hope in Bitcoin's corner. Trump's crypto crew could still pull off something big. A stockpile, a policy win, something to reignite the bulls. The SEC's softening stance is a quiet win, and it's not nothing. The challenge is timing. How long can Bitcoin weather this storm before the cavalry arrives? The play here is patience. Don't chase the dip blind, but don't write Bitcoin off either. It's at $78,900 now, bruised but breathing. If you're in, hold tight and watch the world. If you're out, this might be your window, because Bitcoin's never stayed down forever. A gentle reminder: want reliable business growth strategies? Subscribe and enable all notifications by clicking the bell button. This whole mess is a reminder that Bitcoin's not just code. It's a bet on human nature, on greed and fear, and everything in between. Today's rout is stinging, no doubt, but it's also a chance to recalibrate. The tariff threats are real, the sell-off's real, but so is Bitcoin's knack for defying the odds. Whether it's Trump's trade wars or the next big shock, the crypto king's fate hinges on how we react. Stare at that 25% drop, feel the sting, and then ask yourself, is this the end, or just another bend in the road? The answer's yours to wrestle with, because Bitcoin's story, crashes and all, never stops spinning. Check out our other videos on financial news. Thank you.